I don't remember a time where video games weren't present in my life, where the ability to aim in a first-person shooter or the intuition to try and dash in a platformer came from exactly. But I do know that these things are now deeply ingrained into the way I perceive the world, learn, and respond to stimuli. With the worldwide gaming population set to hit 3 billion by 2023, gaming has become a large part of how people relax, socialize, and even learn. Game developers have spent years improving techniques to make games more immersive, impactful, and flow better. This development has seen video games progress from blocky, pixelated adventures with unintuitive controls to story-rich, interactive, movie-esque experiences that can have deep and profound impacts on a player. With the help of science and research into the cognitive impacts of video games, developers have been able to vastly improve game dynamics and fine-tune what makes a good video game. From improvements in graphical fidelity to realistic physics simulations of the world around the player, the progression of science and technology has seen video games mimic real-life experiences and provide real-world skills that are helpful in society. Increasingly, video games are impacting our day-to-day lives and are influencing how we go about things or approach situations. It may not surprise you then to know that video games are becoming a part of science and how we learn things. In 1996, Dr. Richard Bartle published his taxonomy of player types, a classification of video game players according to their actions within a game. Originally, this taxonomy was intended to describe those who played multiplayer online games, but has since been modified to include those who frequent single-player games also. Bartle's taxonomy consists of 4 player types: achievers, explorers, socializers, and killers, which describe how a gamer experiences and values certain aspects of gameplay. These 4 types, and how they impact how a player interacts with or benefits from a game, strongly impact how we can use video games to further science. Scientific thinking skills don't routinely develop and must be scaffolded via educational and cultural tools. Researchers at the Illinois State University published a paper outlining the potential for the gamification of scientific thinking, or the potential for video games to be exploited for scientific education. This research showed that of the 3 key elements of scientific literacy, content knowledge, processing skills, and understanding of the nature of science, all can be acquired and/or refined through the use of video games. In 2008, the release of a game called Uppbeat revolutionized the relationship between science and gaming forever. Uppbeat was developed to predict the structure of a protein by taking advantage of a human's puzzle-solving intuitions, and worked by having people play competitively to fold the best proteins. Over the course of 3 years, players developed their skills in Uppbeat until, in 2011, they predicted the detailed molecular structure of an enzyme from an AIDS-like virus that had eluded experts for more than a decade. The kicker? They only needed 10 days to do so. Since then, the implementation of video games into science has gradually increased and become more useful. In 2016, production of unmanned aerial systems, UAS, or basically military drones, had outpaced pilot training regimes, resulting in a shortage of qualified pilots. Video game players, private pilots, and professional pilots were assessed for their suitability, with the results showing that gamers and professional pilots were equally as suitable for the job. As technology and game development progresses, so too does the potential for video games to be interwoven with education. As time moves on, it becomes more and more likely that in the future we will approach STEM education through the lens of video games, and that these same video games could be used to carry out scientific research that simply was not possible before. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. How have video games impacted your education, and do you think video games will be integrated into education in the future? As always, have a good day, and bye for now.